Imagine yourself face to face with Roger Federer. Many people find tennis interesting, but don't know the basics to the game. So today, I will go over some basic facts and demonstrate techniques of the game. My interest in tennis began when I was about 10 years old, when I started playing with my father. From there, my knowledge of tennis has grown from watching the game to participating in the sport. I will demonstrate and tell you the rules and regulations and some tips on the techniques of tennis. Demonstrations will consist on how to properly hold a tennis racket and the techniques to hit during the game of tennis. This demonstration will occur inside due to the weather. Prior to demonstration, I will go over the requirement rules and regulations. To get started, you're going to need 4 things. You're going to need a tennis racket, you're going to need a tennis ball, and you're going to need a tennis court, and you're going to need someone to play with. Tennis is required to be played on a regulation-sized tennis court. This means that it has to be 78 feet long and 27 feet wide. The court requires a 3-foot-high tennis net dividing it down the center. The lines at the short end of the court are known as the baselines, while the long end of the sides are known as the sidelines. There is a line that runs parallel to the baselines known as the service line. The service line is marked 21 feet from the net on each side, and then the centering line, which is perpendicular to the net, is drawn halfway between the sidelines and divides the courts in half. In addition, the service lines and the center lines divide each side of the court into 4 quarters. The courts near the net are known as the service courts. Now that we went over some equipment, let's go over some rules. The rules of tennis are fairly simple. Player 1 serves the ball on the corner of the marked out area called the court. Player 2's goal is to return the ball, letting it bounce only once or not even at all on his side of the court, aiming to hit on the opponent's end of the court. A point is gained when the player is not able to return the ball or hits the ball out of bounds. The ball is always served across court or diagonally. The overall goal of tennis is to gain points to win games, sets, and matches. Jeff Cooper writes, "A simple introduction to tennis scoring for beginners goes over rules and guidelines to get you started in the game of tennis. To put a tennis scoring system in as simply and possible, one must win 4 points to win a game and 6-point game, and win 6 games to win a match." Now that we know the scoring works, let's go over some techniques. The first technique I'm going to show you is how to return a forehand swing. So the ball will be coming on your right hand side if you're right-handed to do a forehand swing, and if you're left-handed, it will be on your left-hand side. So the ball will be coming at you, and to do a forehand swing, you want both hands on the racket, just like this. And you're going to want to put your body into the ball with kind of an upswing to get topspin on the ball. What topspin is that the ball will be rotating like this, and so it'll be hard to return, and the ball will be going faster. The second technique I'm going to show you is the backhand. The backhand is a little bit trickier and may take some practice of getting used to. The ball will be coming on the left-hand side if you're right-handed, and if you're left-handed, it'll be on your right side. So the ball will be coming at you, and you're going to want to put some down. You'll want to be swinging down at the ball, so you'll be putting backspin on it. And when you put backspin on it, the ball will slow down, and when it hits on the other side, it'll actually bounce back towards you, and it'll be way harder to hit. Third technique I'm going to show you is how to serve. Because we're inside, I'm not going to be able to show you how to do a jump serve, but I will show you just some basics. You'll have your tennis ball, and you'll bounce it 3 or 4 times until you feel it right. And then you'll throw the ball up in the air, and while the ball is in there, you're going to hit the ball opposite of your body, so it'll hit on the diagonal side of you. And here is just a basic tennis racket that you can buy anywhere at Shields or Walmart wherever. You can buy them anywhere. So today I demonstrated how the game of tennis works, and I hope it cleared up any questions that you might have about the game. First we went over some requirements of tennis, then we discussed the rules of tennis and how to get it started, and finally we learned some techniques of the game. Now that you can hit the courts with a little knowledge about the game of tennis, and who knows, one day maybe you will be face to face with Roger Federer.